My name is Stacy Taylor, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I have a little shop called Effortlessly Eclectic, and I do art and design. I used to do some interior design for the hotels on the Las Vegas Strip, but I'm very hands-on, and I just kind of wanted to make everything myself, like design all the pillows, the fabrics, the art, everything. And my archetypes, obviously, romantic is up high. And celebrity is like right, I think it was like 1 or 2 points behind. And then Alchemist and Maverick were tied just behind that.
So what was your first reaction, either to the name or to the description of hearing that you were a romantic? Or was it just one of those things where you went, oh my God, that is totally me?
No, I was definitely not surprised to be a romantic. Give me velvet, give me satin, give me hand beaded, give me faux fur all day long. So that was actually one of my biggest challenges that I've been dealing with putting my line of stuff together is I don't want to have my pieces printed on basic cotton canvas, all stitched in white thread. I want on velvet with the right trim and the right stitching and everything. So that's it's been a process to figure out how to do it one step at a time. But oh yeah, definitely romantic. Velvet satin bubble bath. Oh yeah.
So the next question I want to ask you is, have you always been like this? Okay, so I'll just type it in here as well. Think about your childhood and being a baby romantic. That's what I'm putting there. So I want to hear, and we started with Jenny last time, so we'll start with Katie for this time. Think about you as a kid. Were you teased for wanting what you wanted? Did your family have a nickname for you? Someone was saying at the start about being called spoiled. What were some of the signs that you were a romantic even from a really young age?
Yeah, I think about when I was a kid, I loved my stuffed animals and my dogs that we had. And I made that connection eventually that part of loving things like faux fur and things like that is that texture. It reminds me, it's that comfort. Also, I've always loved things that are very much a daydreamer. That's probably where a lot of my alchemist comes into. Loving fantasy and like creating these magical worlds, just dreamland. And it was all about the shimmer and the texture. And it just, I don't know how to describe it. It just lights me up. Like you wouldn't believe. I see something that's super soft. I have to touch everything in the store. Like it's super soft. Or I see something that has like an iridescence to it. I get chills. It just excites me so much. And when I was a kid, I was obsessed with beetles. My mom was not a fan of this, but I used to collect them and put them in little egg gardens. But I love them because they were shiny. They had that iridescence. And I started noticing, wanting to put that into what I make. And I realized it's not about the bug, it's about that sheen that just lights me up. And my parents, when I was growing up, they insisted that whenever I got money for like birthday or Christmas, they made me put it in savings. And looking back, I realized they were trying to teach me to save and save for the future. But when I turned 16, I bought the turquoise Camaro, like late 80s, early 90s, the old body style. And it was that turquoise metallic. And my dad, who was very much an accumulator, he's worked as an accountant his whole career too. He made me look at Consumer Reports and compare everything for an entire year before I could get that car. I held out turquoise Camaro. That's my car. And in the end, that's what I got. And yeah, it's all about that sheen. Just have to have it. And I learned something. I went back and did some of the exercises in SMA. And I learned that saving does not just mean saving for something you want to buy. So That was my aha, that you can actually save for the future, not just for the pretty thing.
So now I want to go, and we're going to start with Tennille for this one. I want to go to your businesses and how your romantic is showing up in your business. And I want to do sabotages first. You know, where is it sabotaging your income, or, you know, your enjoyment of your business, or where is it kind of clashing? So a couple of examples could be the procrastination thing of just never feeling like it's the right timing, or you can't be bothered, or if things get a little bit hard, maybe you ditch them. It could be around team. So, you know, you could get really enthusiastic about a project, but not necessarily give all the information to your team, or you just haven't got around to team. It could come up in your pricing. So Stacey, especially when you talk, you know, like, were you able to make sure you were pricing appropriately for all of the quality materials that you put in? You know, is it showing up in the type of clients that you're attracting? Or, you know, especially think back to before you did SMA. So it might not be now, it might be, you know, at the start of your business, little things that you saw were kind of sabotaging you from making money.
You had asked about pricing before SMA and bootcamp. No, I was not charging anywhere near enough. I actually was showing a good friend of mine who is an interior designer also, showing her some of my art, and she was telling me how much she loved it when I was just barely starting. And I asked her, well, how much do you think I should charge for this one? How much do you think I should charge for that? And she's telling me certain prices, and I'm getting all excited, like, oh, you really think I could get that much for it? And then after taking SMA and bootcamp, I started doing the math. It's like, oh, no, 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 no. And now anytime, I shouldn't say this, but so many times when she or someone else says, oh, I'm surprised how much that cost, I go in and I up the price. I'm like, oh, no, you didn't. I spent so much time on that. You're not going to tell me it's not worth that. And in terms of sabotages, always looking for wanting to simplify my business and make things easier, and find people to help me, you know, reproduce some of my designs so that not everything is one of a kind, because I can be a slow creator. I'm particular. I want what I want. So wanting to do some reproductions, but it's got to be good quality. You know, I spent all this time working at like MGM Design Group and other interior design firms in town. And once you see those materials that you can't buy in a regular store, your romantic just goes crazy. It's like, you wouldn't believe the stuff that is out there that you can't just go get at a regular store. So I got a little spoiled with that. And so when people would say, oh, you should do, you know, this print on demand site and do this and do that, I'm like, nope, not good enough quality, not good enough quality. And I would get stuck, and I kind of froze for a while, because I wanted to put this whole line together. And I'm very ADHD too. Literally diagnosed ADHD. And so I see everything all at the same time. ADHD, it's now and not now. So I see this whole huge vision, and I want to wave my magic wand, and it's all in my head. You know, it's all there. I can see it. Why is it not in reality? So I've had to say, okay, can I get one of the type of products done the way that I want? And then can I move on to the next one, rather than what everyone was telling me to do, which was do all of it like lower quality. I just, not going to happen. So that's taken me a lot longer. But I've also realized that taken care of, needing to be taken care of thing with the romantic, like liking to be, you know, cared for. I have no interest in like outsourcing to China or anything like that. Like it doesn't interest me. I want the local small business that I can go and see their quality and get to know the people. And if there's an issue, I can drive down the street and say, you know, hey, can we work on this? Like, I'm not going to be stuck on the phone with customer service, one of a bazillion people. I can walk in the door and say, hey, Jeff, let's talk about this project. And that's something that's really important to me, that being taken care of.
Just your final thoughts of like, what did you tweak and change in your business after taking SMA and knowing that you're a romantic, having the permission for things to be easy? Did you change things? Did you change who you worked with? Did you change your prices? Did you change your business model? Did you quit things and let things go? Were you able to, create stuff that makes it flow for you as a romantic? So,
one thing that I absolutely love about SMA is how personalized it is. Because when I first started my business, I just had this intense passion and this big vision, and I knew what I wanted, and nobody got it. Everybody around me was like, oh, but you got your degree in interior design. We want you in a safe job in a firm, and then my dad, with, being an accumulator, wants me in the safe job with the steady paycheck. MGM was amazing to me. They paid me very well. They treated me very well. I don't belong in an office. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I need to create and have this big vision. And so when I first started my business, I was just winging it. And I was so excited. And I was like a little kid at show and tell, like, look what I made. Look at this. I made this today. And telling the story behind it. And I was just like so full of excitement. And it was natural. And because of that, people were interested and they were buying. And then I said, okay, well, I need to grow this and take this seriously. So I started doing all this research. And you know how the algorithms are online. You get one marketing info or one this, that, and then all of a sudden your whole feed is full of it. And I became obsessed with all this marketing and business research. I mean, I had notebooks, like 3 this thick, that I collected from everybody. And I was trying to do all of it. I was trying to do YouTube the way one person said. I was trying to blog the way this person said. And my business came to a screeching halt. And I didn't know what was going on, because everyone kept saying, I have a blueprint for you. I suffered so you don't have to. I figured this out. Here's the roadmap. And that was part of what led me to figuring out that I had ADHD, because they all kept saying, here, this will make it easy for you. And then I was seeing all these other people in these courses and these groups that I was taking that were following these steps. And I was watching them one after the other become very successful and become well-known and like doing really well financially. And I started out making money, and the more I learned, the less I made. I'm like, what is going on here? I didn't understand. And I finally had to realize, like, all of this, the detailed spreadsheets and timelines and all that, my brain does not do that. It does not do it. I look at a detailed calendar with too many things on it and spreadsheets, deer in the headlights. I can't do it. And I've had to find my way with batching and doing things my way. I've noticed I can't really plan things very well. That's an ADHD thing too. I don't see the steps. I just see everything all at once, and I want to deal with it all at once. So I've noticed that when I just let myself kind of squirrel around and say, oh, this looks exciting to me right now, when I let myself do it, instead of saying I should be working on something else, I get all kind of stuff done. And then I can save that and record notes on what I've completed, and then save that for later. And that's how I batch now. I can't, the planning didn't work, the schedule, all that, it didn't work. So I can put stuff, if I create a bunch of marketing content, if I'm interested in, filming a bunch of stuff one day, well, then I can save all that, and I can put it into schedule and I can have all that. But if I say I'm going to do my videos this day, I'm going to do my brain's like, no, you're not. Not gonna happen. So I finally had to realize, like, my brain is different. I do things different. And when I do things in the way that's natural to me, I do really well. So I had to just stop and really take a step back and let myself play again, because I was trying so hard. The more I saw my finances dwindle, and I wasn't making as much money in my business by trying harder, it was very counterintuitive, but I had to realize that you need to let yourself play. You need to enjoy creating. You need to enjoy your time off, your fun, like go skateboarding, go do anti-gravity yoga. Like I just got into this like panic work mindset, and it was like an ADHD hyper focus on all these business tips. And I finally had to realize this isn't working, and this is what is destroying your business. So I had to spend a lot of time just like shutting all of that out and letting myself play and create again and finding my passion again. And things are really starting to come together, and I'm feeling excited about it. And so, with SMA being so tailored, I know you kept saying like there's no bad archetype, we're all different. And I love that, because it gave me the okay to be me. And then I also loved it when you came out and said that you had ADHD too. I'm like, oh, that's why I love Denise. Like we connect, like we click that way, that I don't have to be, I don't have to put on my khaki pants and be office and professional, because I was trying to say what people were telling me to say, and I was trying so hard. And the more I did it, it was sheer chaos. It was like I lost my vibe, I lost my brand, I lost my passion. So letting myself get all that back, I'm back in the zone again, and I'm really happy.
I appreciate your time so much. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your ideas and your generous sharing with each other. So, are you a ruler, a connector, or a maverick? Hang on, maybe you're more of a romantic or a celebrity. Take the Money Personality Quiz right now and find out which of the 8 money archetypes you are. And then I'm going to teach you how to profit from your strengths and make money in your business based on your natural personality. Click below and find out more.